people always ask me about the Ph.D. and reaching that Ph.D. And an interesting reason what made me start thinking about it was I met Dr. Robert Perry, who was a black man who worked as a professor at St. Peter's College. He ran a program that at my high school. And I met him my freshman year. I wasn't in the program, but I got to see this black man enter the school. And the leadership at the school was primarily all black. But when Dr. Perry walked into school, people got tight.
Huh.
They got serious when Dr. Perry walked into the school. So I'll never forget exit day program, and Dr. Perry walks up to the stage, does a mic check. Dr. Robert Perry, he put the microphone down and walked away. And at that moment, I said, I'm going to become a doctor. The reason why is because now I can say, to me, he was visible as a black man. I never saw that before.
Wow.
I didn't know that at 17. 17, I said, oh, he got a doctor by his name. So I want to do that. I didn't know what type of doctor, what it took to become a doctor, how long it took to become a doctor.
Right,
I didn't know any of that.
Right.
But that was the seed. It was planted in that moment. So after that, everything I've done in my life was working towards that goal. But the more I learned about it, I realized again that this man was visible. I used to watch a white woman in the school, and she was a very nice lady. I want to preference by saying that. But she used to almost laugh at the principal, this black man in the school. The level of, and again, you're looking from a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, right? But I didn't think she had that she respected the principal. But when Dr. Perry walked into school, oh, she was moving at a different speed. So again, he was visible. So my whole life, I've been chasing being visible when I walk out into the world. And when I found out what it means to be visible, it's been my mission to make sure I share that with every young person I get in contact with.
What is your definition of being visible? Has it changed since you first learned since you first, tangibly said that to yourself?
Yes. So I love the way you framed that. So when I was 17 years old, I thought of it as purely respect. And again, people getting tight, people getting nervous when this person walked in. But over the years, it became a little bit more complex for me. Because once you're visible, then you got to do something with it. So what I started thinking about is being visible. I want the world to see me. But in seeing me, I want them to see a legacy. I want them to see the opposite of so much of what I grew up around. When I would walk outside, when I was going to school, the school was a block away. But when I turned left and I turned right, there was decisions that I had to make. And there was a lot of young kids who were looking at me. And I made a silly mistake in college, my freshman year, and came home early. But when I came home, those little kids in the neighborhood said, "Country, what are you doing here? Why are you home so early?"
Wow.
And that was a moment that helped shape my life because I never wanted to have to answer those questions again.
Wow.
So I was visible, but I realized I was visible even at that young age. I was already visible. So I started trying to figure out, what do I do with it? How do I harness it? How do I be able to use it in a way that's going to help others make better decisions?
Man, I mean, to carry that banner so early. And I'm sure it was hard to understand at that age that it would be a life banner. I mean, you sit here today, and that's one of the number one things you're talking about.
Yeah,
is the banner of, giving back and being of assistance and service to people and kids and growing up. And so you saw that at a very young age, but you carried it all your life. How heavy is that banner, or how light have you made it throughout the years?
So in my early days, it was very heavy, and I wanted no part of carrying it. I was running towards the action. I was running towards death because when I started high school, I was 13. So I wanted to be the cool kid. I wanted to be around the action. And again, it was so many people that just would not allow me to do that. They said, no, you got something different.
Wow.
You got something different that you got to do for us. They said, you do owe. Because you could walk around here and you don't have no problems. So you owe. I say, no, I don't want to do that. I want to, no. So I couldn't do the things that I so enjoyed, I thought I enjoyed.
Wow.
They wouldn't allow me to do it. So in my youth, I was called College Boy. My guys, my crew, 151, College Boy, that's their name for me to this day. It was heavy when I was young because it wasn't just my younger nephews and nieces that was watching it, but it was my peers that were cheering me on and watching. And every step I made, if I turned around, I would look and I would see 20 people watching. And they say, oh, he made that step. Okay, let's make the step.
Wow.
So that was a lot for me at a young age, carrying that type of responsibility.